In the year 2023, in the quiet town of Crestview, nestled amidst rolling hills and picturesque landscapes, stood a humble post office. It was an ordinary Wednesday night, and the world outside was immersed in darkness, save for the flickering street lights that lined the empty roads. Within the post office, a lone employee named Thomas remained on duty, diligently sorting through stacks of letters and packages. Thomas was a reserved man in his late 30s, with a wiry frame and a perpetually tired expression. Life had not been kind to him, and he found solace in the solitude of his nighttime shifts. Working during the stillness of the night provided him with a respite from the bustling chaos of the day. Little did Thomas know, his peaceful routine was about to be shattered. Unbeknownst to him, a notorious gang of robbers had been monitoring the post office for weeks, meticulously planning their heist. The gang, led by a cunning mastermind named Victor, had received an anonymous tip about a valuable safe concealed within the post office's basement. In the late hours of that fateful night, the gang executed their meticulously devised plan. Wearing black masks and armed with cutting-edge tools, they stealthily infiltrated the post office premises. Their objective was clear: seize the contents of the secure safe and vanish without a trace. Thomas, engrossed in his work, was startled by the shattering sound of glass as the robbers forcefully broke into the building. Panic gripped him as he realized the gravity of the situation. Trembling with fear, he contemplated his options. The robbers, armed and dangerous, demanded access to the safe, their eyes gleaming with greed. Thomas, thinking on his feet, saw an opportunity amidst the chaos. He decided to play along with the robbers, but with an ulterior motive. Nervously, he led them to the secure vault containing the valuable parcels. As he entered the code to unlock the safe, his heart raced. He knew that activating the hidden tracking and alarm system was his only hope. The robbers, oblivious to Thomas' intentions, grew impatient as the minutes ticked by. Finally, the safe swung open, revealing a treasure trove of priceless packages. Satisfied with their success, the gang members hastily gathered the parcels, their hands trembling with anticipation. Unknown to the robbers, Thomas had discreetly triggered the silent alarm, alerting the local police to their presence. As the robbers made their way towards the exit, their bags laden with stolen goods, they were greeted by flashing lights and the wailing sirens of approaching police cars. Panic and confusion ensued as the robbers realized they had walked into a trap. The police, armed and ready, swiftly surrounded the post office, cutting off any possible escape routes. The gang members found themselves trapped, their dreams of wealth and glory evaporating before their eyes. In the chaos that followed, the police apprehended the robbers one by one, their hopes dashed by their own greed. Thomas watched from the sidelines, a mix of relief and apprehension washing over him. He had taken a significant risk, betraying the robbers to save the day. However, he knew that his actions would have consequences, and he would have to face the aftermath. As the police led the defeated gang members away in handcuffs, Thomas could finally breathe a sigh of relief. The adrenaline that had fueled him during the harrowing ordeal began to subside, leaving him feeling drained and vulnerable. The reality of his actions started to sink in, and he contemplated the aftermath that awaited him. Soon, the post office was teeming with officers conducting their investigation. They combed through every corner, meticulously collecting evidence and documenting the crime scene. Thomas, shaken but resolute, cooperated fully with the authorities, providing them with a detailed account of the events that had transpired. He knew that he had played a crucial role in bringing down the robbers, but he also understood that he would have to face the consequences of his choices. In the days that followed, news of the failed heist spread throughout Crestview, igniting a wave of admiration for Thomas's courage and quick thinking. The town hailed him as a local hero, praising his bravery and commitment to justice. The post office, once a mundane part of the community, became a symbol of resilience and the triumph of good over evil. Despite the praise he received from the townsfolk, Thomas couldn't shake the sense of unease that lingered within him. He knew that his involvement in the foiled robbery would attract unwanted attention. The gang's leader, Victor, was not one to be trifled with, and Thomas worried about possible retaliation. As the weeks turned into months, Thomas maintained a vigilant watch over his shoulder. He took precautions to protect himself, ensuring his home was secure and varying his daily routines. The authorities provided him with a temporary security detail, granting him a modicum of peace, but it couldn't erase the underlying fear that gnawed at him. However, in the midst of his unease, Thomas found unexpected solace in the support of his community. The people of Crestview rallied around him, offering their assistance and friendship. They refused to let fear overpower their gratitude, reminding Thomas that he was not alone in his fight. Their unwavering support gave him strength and helped him regain a semblance of normalcy in his life. As time went on, the investigation into the failed robbery reached its conclusion. The gang members were convicted and sentenced to lengthy prison terms, their criminal endeavors effectively halted. The town breathed a collective sigh of relief, knowing that justice had been served. For Thomas, the resolution of the case brought a sense of closure. The dark cloud of uncertainty that had hung over him gradually lifted, allowing him to resume his routine at the post office. He returned to his work with newfound determination, appreciating the importance of his role in connecting people and delivering joy through the mail. The experience had changed Thomas profoundly. He had glimpsed the darker side of humanity, but he had also witnessed the power of resilience and unity. He understood the significance of standing up against injustice, even in the face of personal risk. In the years that followed, Thomas became an advocate for community safety, sharing his story and promoting measures to prevent crime. He spoke at local events, urging others to be vigilant and to support one another in times of crisis. His actions inspired others to take a stand and reminded them that even ordinary individuals could make a difference. As for the post office in Crestview, it became a symbol of strength and resilience. The town rallied around it, ensuring that it remained a safe and welcoming place for both its employees and the community it served. The failed heist had brought the people of Crestview closer together, forging bonds that would withstand any future challenges. And so, as the sun set over the rolling hills and picturesque landscapes of Crestview, the post office stood as a testament to the power of one person's hidden agenda. A beacon of hope that reminded everyone that even in the darkest of nights, there was always light to be found. In the year 2023, in the quiet town of Brookdale, nestled on the outskirts of a bustling metropolis, the Brookdale Museum stood as a testament to the rich history and culture of the region. It was a grand building, its ornate architecture drawing visitors from far and wide. Within its walls lay priceless artifacts and precious exhibits that had been carefully preserved for generations to come. It was a chilly autumn night when our story begins. Inside the museum, the curator, Mr. Samuel Jenkins, diligently carried out his duties on the night shift. With the museum closed to the public, Samuel found solace in the quietude that enveloped the vast halls, illuminated only by the soft glow of the moon filtering through the stained glass windows. Samuel was a man of great passion for his work. He had spent years studying art and history, and his love for the artifacts entrusted to his care was evident in the way he meticulously maintained them. Tonight, however, little did he know that his dedication would be put to the ultimate test. As the hours ticked by, Samuel's senses sharpened, attuned to the smallest creaks and whispers that echoed through the museum. The silence was abruptly shattered by a thunderous crash, followed by the shattering of glass. Panic seized Samuel's heart as he realized that the museum was under attack. Fear gripped him tightly, but Samuel knew he had a duty to protect the treasures he held dear. He swiftly retreated into the shadows, taking cover behind an ancient marble statue, heart pounding in his chest. From his hiding place, he watched as a group of masked figures clad in black stormed into the museum, their intentions crystal clear. The robbers moved with calculated precision, their footsteps echoing through the hallowed halls. Samuel's mind raced, desperately searching for a way to thwart the impending theft. With his hands trembling, he reached for his phone, silently praying for a lifeline. Carefully, he dialed the number for the local police, hoping against hope that they would arrive in time. As Samuel awaited a response, the robbers prowled through the museum, greedily eyeing the priceless exhibits that adorned the display cases. Their malicious laughter filled the air, a stark contrast to the beauty and serenity that once permeated the space. Just as the despair threatened to consume Samuel, a glimmer of hope pierced through the darkness. The distant wail of sirens grew louder, growing in intensity as it drew nearer. Relief washed over him, a renewed surge of determination fueling his spirit. The robbers, unaware of the impending danger, continued their audacious endeavor, gathering the stolen items with careless haste. But fate had other plans in store for them. With each passing second, the sound of sirens grew closer, reverberating through the museum's halls. Suddenly, the quiet night was shattered by the blaring horns and flashing lights as multiple police cars screeched to a halt outside the grand entrance of the Brookdale Museum. The robbers froze in their tracks, their eyes widening in disbelief. They exchanged frantic glances, realizing that their meticulously planned heist had been compromised. In a desperate attempt to salvage their ill-gotten gains, they hastily attempted to flee through the nearest exit, only to find themselves surrounded by a ring of uniformed officers. The police officers, armed and determined, swiftly encircled the robbers, their commanding voices demanding surrender. Caught off guard and outnumbered, the criminals had no choice but to drop their loot and raise their hands in defeat. The once formidable thieves were now reduced to mere shadows of their former selves, subdued and apprehended. Samuel, emerging from the shadows, watched with a mixture of relief and awe as the police officers secured the robbers. Their swift action and precise execution left him in awe of their bravery and professionalism. Gratitude welled up within him as he witnessed the preservation of the artifacts he held dear, all thanks to the timely arrival of the authorities. As the chaos settled and the museum regained its tranquility, Samuel approached the police officers, expressing his heartfelt gratitude for their heroic intervention. They commended his quick thinking and presence of mind in contacting them discreetly, ensuring a swift response. Word of the foiled robbery spread rapidly throughout the town of Brookdale, rekindling a sense of pride and community. The townspeople rallied around the Brookdale Museum, recognizing it not only as a repository of their shared heritage, but also as a symbol of resilience and triumph over adversity. In the aftermath of the incident, security measures at the museum were bolstered to prevent any future breaches. Samuel, hailed as a local hero, continued his dedicated stewardship of the exhibits, his commitment to their preservation reinforced by the events that had unfolded. The night shift at the Brookdale Museum would never be the same again. Samuel's vigilance grew sharper, his determination unwavering, and as visitors once again graced the halls of the grand building, they would marvel not only at the treasures it held, but also at the curator who had risked everything to protect them. In the year 2023, in the bustling city of Lexington, a shopping mall called Harmony Plaza stood tall against the dark night sky. It was a place where people gathered to indulge in retail therapy, a hub of activity and a symbol of modern consumerism. The mall, a beacon of commerce, was filled with designer boutiques, trendy stores, and the latest fashion trends. But behind its glamorous facade, hidden from the public eye, a dedicated security guard named Mark patrolled its corridors, ensuring the safety of both the mall and its visitors. Mark, a middle-aged man with a stern yet kind demeanor, had served as a security guard at Harmony Plaza for over a decade. Despite the monotony of his job, he took immense pride in his responsibility. Every night, he meticulously inspected every nook and cranny of the mall, ensuring that no threat went unnoticed. His keen eye and unwavering dedication made him an invaluable asset to the mall's management. One fateful night, as the clock struck midnight, Mark embarked on his routine patrol. Little did he know that destiny had a captivating twist in store for him. As he walked through the deserted hallways, the silence was abruptly shattered by the shattering of glass. Mark's heart raced as he followed the sound, leading him to a group of shadowy figures clad in black. It became clear to Mark that he had stumbled upon a gang of ruthless robbers, intent on looting the wealth contained within the mall's boutiques and stores. Fear gripped his heart, but he knew he had to act swiftly to prevent any harm from coming to the innocent bystanders or the mall itself. Mark quickly reached for his walkie-talkie and alerted the mall's central security control, activating the alarm system. Klaxons blared throughout the building, signaling an immediate threat. The robbers, startled by the blaring sirens, turned their attention toward Mark. With determination in his eyes, Mark raced through the mall, strategically locking down each exit to prevent the robbers from escaping. Despite his limited strength compared to the gang of criminals, his quick thinking and knowledge of the mall's layout worked to his advantage. The robbers, fueled by desperation and a desire to escape, pursued Mark relentlessly. Mark skillfully evaded their clutches, ducking into hidden corridors and utilizing his knowledge of the mall's secret passageways. His heart pounded in his chest as he knew that the lives of countless innocent people depended on his actions. Meanwhile, the wailing sirens had attracted the attention of local law enforcement. Dispatched by the urgent call, a squadron of police cars descended upon the mall, their flashing lights illuminating the night. Officers, armed and ready, formed a perimeter around the building, preparing to confront the robbers and bring them to justice. Mark, panting but determined, emerged from the shadows and joined forces with the arriving police officers. Together, they formulated a plan to apprehend the criminals and ensure the safety of everyone involved. With the element of surprise on their side, they strategically positioned themselves, ready to strike at the right moment. As the robbers attempted to flee from the confines of the mall, they were met with a formidable wall of police officers and a resolute security guard. The ensuing chaos was a testament to the unwavering bravery and teamwork of those who stood against the forces of criminality. In a swift and well-executed operation, the police and Mark managed to overpower and apprehend the robbers one by one. With the situation under control, a sense of relief washed over Mark, knowing that the potential danger had been averted and justice would be served. The news of Mark's heroic actions spread like wildfire throughout the community. It became a symbol of courage and resilience, an embodiment of the unwavering dedication of those who protect and serve. Mark's selfless act not only protected the mall and its visitors, but also instilled a renewed sense of security and faith in the hearts of the people of Lexington. As the days went by, life at Harmony Plaza gradually returned to normal. The shattered glass was replaced, the stolen merchandise recovered, and the spirit of resilience prevailed. Mark continued his duty as a security guard, but he was no longer just an ordinary figure patrolling the halls. He had become a legend, a source of inspiration for those who believed in the power of one individual to make a difference. The story of that fateful night in 2023 would forever be etched in the annals of Harmony Plaza. It served as a reminder that even in the face of adversity, the human spirit could rise above, defying the odds and prevailing against darkness. And as shoppers filled the mall once again, their footsteps echoed with gratitude, a testament to the unwavering courage of a security guard who became a true guardian of Harmony. 11.